Okay, Mister.
Page 338. We are going to start our story of Don Quixote and One Meals. What is this story talking about? This
Donkey.
story is talking about a famous knight that is called Don Quixote, but the story, as we know, the genre of the story is classic historical fiction. It means that it is a combination of imagination and fact. A part of the story that is fact is the name of Don Quixote himself. This is fact. He was a famous knight. But the part of imagination, it's about a man who's called Senor Quijada. Senor Quijada. This is our Spanish name, okay? So take care of the pronunciation of each one. Senor Quijada who was one of the men, one of the people who was fond of reading a lot. Okay, once time he was reading a book about a famous knight who's called Don Quixote, and he jumped suddenly. He started to imagine himself that he is the famous
This is a
knight.
real story.
No, no, the real part is Don Quixote. Okay, but this story depend on imagination. Okay, not
It
real.
means
Okay.
the character is real.
Don Quixote is real, yes, real character. Okay, can you listen to me, please, till I finish?
Okay.
Senor Quijada, this man. As we start by saying, who loves reading the stories. Once, as we said, Senor Quijada buried himself in these books about knights, He mean by the word buried, it means that he all the time
Repeat
is
what?
reading. 338. 338. All the time he is always reading, okay? He forget to eat, he forget to have his breakfast, to have lunch, do anything, just only reading. Okay? One time he started to read a book about the famous knight, is this a real character? He read a book about the famous knight Don Quixote. Don Quixote. Senor Quijada imagined himself that he is the famous knight, and he said, for his household, I am the renowned knight and champion Don Quixote de la Mancha. As we said, this story have some Spanish word. Okay, de la Mancha, it means of La Mancha. Okay, this is the name of a place in Spain. Okay, so Don Quixote decided to do like, Senor Quixote decided to have the role of Don Quixote as he imagined himself the famous knight Don Quixote. But his name is what? Huh? Senor Quijada. Senor
Señor
what?
Cajada.
Quijada, okay? He imagined himself the famous knight who's called Don Quixote, okay? So he started to search in the attic, I mean the old in the room. He found a rusty suit of armor, the very form of the soldiers or the knight. His grandfather's sword, this is the tool that he decided to collect to be like a knight, around leather shield and an antique lance, means old lance. His helmet was a foot soldier's steel cap that like a visor. He make a visor by a ribbon, as we can see. This part that you can see in the helmet is called visor. You can see it in the picture. This part, I
Yeah.
mean, is called visor. Okay.
Mr. Page what? Mr. Page what?
This page
336.
300. This page is 338. Okay.
Mister, there is some part of the story in 336 and 337.
Yes, yes. What I say, I'm explaining one. Okay, you don't read. Okay, you don't
Okay.
read. Senor Quijada decided to be himself as Don Quixote. He said, "I am Don Quixote." So he went to this man who was a farmer. His name is Sancho Panza, and asked him to help him to fight the windmills, as he imagined one meals like a giant monster, like a giant monster. So, with four arms. So he decided to fight them. He asked Sancho Panza to go with him, and if he gave him an offer, if he went with him, would make him would give him an island and make him the king of it. Sancho Panza believed him. Okay, Sancho Panza believed him and went with him to fight this giant monster. But Sancho Panza, when he saw the giant monster that Signor Quijada is talking about, he found that it was the windmill, and he warned him, and he called and told him that they are just windmills. There is no monster. But Signor Quijada insisted on his opinion that they are a giant monster. Okay. He promised Sancho Panza that he would make him as a king and give him an island. So Sancho Panza felt the happiness that he would be a king and his children would be princes and princesses for the kingdoms. Okay, his sons and daughters would be prince and princess. Okay, so he decided to go with Senor Quijada. Also, Don Quixote or Senor Quijada
Mr. Who is Sunur Kaheda?
is this one.
Yeah, I
Okay,
know him, but he
He
works what?
imagined himself, he imagined himself to be Don Quixote.
To be
Okay?
what?
Don Quixote, a famous knight. Don
Okay,
Quixote is a real character, okay?
okay.
But
Mr.
Senor Quijada is the one who imagined himself like this famous knight.
Mr. Don Quixote?
Okay.
Yes, again,
What's his
Senor,
name again?
Senor Quijada. This is a Spanish name, okay? I can share the spelling, but we produce it in different way, okay?
Okay, mister.
As you can see, Adam, Senor, Senor what?
Mm,
Quijada. But if you reduce the sound, the word in English would be difficult for you. Okay, Spanish is Quijada, Quijada. Okay.
okay.
Yes, and he found as we said, Senor Quijada decided to take Sancho Panza with him, and he brought or Senor Quijada prepared his horse that he gave him the name of Rosinante. Rosinante is the name of the horse. It was a small horse, as I said, a nag. Nag means here a small horse. Small horse. Also, Don Quixote was admired of a girl whose name Dulcinea. He imagined her to be his wife in the future, or the future wife. Okay, as he said, a night without a lady is like a tree without leaves or fruit, a body without a soul. He described here as the woman he said as the one that he want to marry. A night without a lady is like what? A tree without leaves or fruit, a body without a soul. Okay, I'll show you an animation movie that will help you to understand more about this story. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes,
Yeah,
Mr.
mister.
Okay. Okay,
Yes.
let
Yep.
me open this movie and I show you for you. I show it for you.
What?
Just wait for me.
Okay.
I share the sound and share the movie with you.
Mister, after the sound we can read.
After what? After watching?
After we hear the story, we can read.
Yes, yes, we have
Yes.
two sessions today, don't worry. Okay.
Oh,
I share the sound of this video with you now to be able
Quixote
to
continued to believe himself a knight.
sorry. I start from the
We
beginning
can
now.
hear.
Yes, you can hear?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we can.
Don Quixote.
You can see it or no?
Yes, we can see.
You can watch? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mister, what did she say? Don Quixote.
Don Quixote.
She said Don Quixote.
Quixote?
Quixote.
Yes.
Okay, but I listen for the pronunciation, for the audio of the story itself, Don Quixote.
Okay.
For the video, she said what? Don Quixote?
Don Quixote.
Don
Maybe,
Quixote.
maybe. Just focus when we listen the name of this story.
Don Quixote.
Quixote, Quixote,
Okay.
Quixote.
Once upon a time, in a village called La Mancha in Spain, there lived a man who loved to read about knights. Every day he would read about courageous knights and the incredible adventures they had. He was so absorbed in these stories that he hardly remembered to eat or sleep. Years passed, but he kept reading and reading. He grew older and grew a long white beard. Having spent his entire life immersed in tales of knights and their daring deeds, that he began to believe that he was a knight too. He called himself Don Quixote and decided to seek his destiny.
From this moment forth, I shall be called Don Quixote. And I shall be a noble knight and the protector of justice in the realm.
Going into his shed, Don Quixote constructed a suit of armor out of scrap metal.
Yeah! Make way for Don Quixote, the Knight of Justice!
Don Quixote named his old donkey Rocinante and went on an adventure, just like the knights he read about in his books.
Onward, Rocinante, my noble steed!
On his journey in search of adventure, Don Quixote came across a farmer working in a field. It was actually his neighbor, a man called Sancho.
Sancho, how would you like to become my servant and accompany me on a great adventure?
Your servant?
Yes, if you serve me, I will reward you with an island.
This is the offer that Senor Quijada offered for Sancho Panza to help him. And Sancho Panza accepted
Yes.
what he said for him.
An island? Are you serious?
I vow it upon my honor as a knight. So, will you come with me?
Sancho agreed to serve Don Quixote, and the two men set out on a journey together. On the hill in front of them, they could see a large old windmill. When he saw it, Don Quixote's eyes began to sparkle.
Eh? Look! Sancho! How dare that hideous ogre block our path?
What? An ogre?
Ogre means monster. Ogre means monster. He imagines one means like a monster with 4 arms.
Hey, where, master?
Right there! Don't you see that awful creature waving its 4 arms?
But, master, that's a windmill.
Hearing this, Don Quixote turned to Sancho with a concerned look.
Poor Sancho. I see how it is. That ogre has cast a spell on you to deceive your senses and make you believe he is a windmill. But never fear! I, Don Quixote, shall vanquish this demon and release you from his evil enchantments. You vile monster! Beware my wrath! Rosalante! Charge!
And Don Quixote galloped at the windmill.
Master! That's a windmill!
Unfortunately, Sancho's shouts and warnings passed unheard. Don Quixote and Rocinante charged the windmill at full speed.
Prepare to face my spear, ogre!
With that, Don Quixote flew towards the windmill and collided with it.
Master, are you all right? See, I told you it was just a windmill.
Look, Sancho, the ogre is more seriously wounded than I am.
In fact, the windmill was working perfectly fine. Sancho did his best to dissuade Don Quixote from attempting anything else reckless.
Mister, I have a question.
Yes, Ryan.
What does it mean windmill?
Windmills. This part that you can see like a fan, like a building that has a fan with 4 parts. You can see it. That you start to find it. You didn't see?
Can you say again?
Windmills is used for generating electricity. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Generating electricity. It's like a as we can see. I can see you and can share it again.
Working perfectly fine.
In fact,
the attempting anything.
Okay, Ryan?
Mister, this building is a windmill?
Yes, that has a fan for generating electricity. Okay?
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks, Mister.
Welcome.
You're absolutely right. You are a great knight indeed.
It wasn't working well, but because of his this chopped off Senor Quijada, when he started to work well, so Sancho was very happy for what happened. Let's complete listening.
And you have defeated the fearsome windmill beasts. Wow, great.
After hitting his head on the windmill, Don Quixote became even more disoriented. He became convinced that one day someone would write tales of his adventures.
Listen to me, Sancho. Someday people will write of our great exploits. Our names will live on in the memories of generations to come. But we must prove worthy of that honor by vanquishing villains and upholding justice. Do you understand?
Yes, master.
As Don Quixote and Sancho passed a farm, they saw a flock of sheep in a field. As Don Quixote looked, he had another vision.
Look, Sancho. The forces of evil have emerged once again. This time, it's an entire army. I need you to watch over Rocinante while I vanquish these demons. Now, face my spear, miserable spirits!
Mistaking the sheep for monsters, Don Quixote attacked them. The sheep squealed and scurried away.
Did you see those cowards run? They are right to fear Don Quixote.
Mister,
Yes, I am. Yes.
why he see everything like monsters?
He said that he got mad. He became crazy, you know?
Why?
Mister, his
Why?
name is Don
Why?
Quixote
This
or
He was
imagination
reading many stories about many books and stories about
about
knights.
knights, okay? And he imagined himself the famous knight Don Quixote,
Okay.
okay? So
He
he
became
started to see everything like monster,
king.
okay? As
Okay.
we know together, the people will call him the Mad Knight. Okay, let's
Mister,
keep listening. Yes,
Mister,
Muhammad. Yes. Yes, who?
Maaz.
Yes, Miles.
His name is Don Quixote or Senor Cab.
His name Senor Quixada, but he imagined himself Don Quixote.
Okay.
Okay, or we can say Don Quixote. I think that will listen to the pronunciation. Yes,
Yes.
Don Quixote or Don Quixote. The Spanish name. Okay.
The local peasants all thought Don Quixote was crazy. They laughed and taunted as he passed.
Look, it's Don Quixote, the madman. Hey, Sir Knight, what kind of beast did you defeat this time? Did you finally get those evil sheep?
All hail the Mad Knight Don Quixote!
Don Quixote did not understand and thought the people were cheering for him.
Sancho, look. See how the people welcome us. They must have heard of our great deeds.
Oh no, Master, listen very carefully. They are not welcoming us. They are mocking you. Oh. Oh.
Sancho, when will you see the truth?
Enough is enough, please, Master.
Very well. We shall speak no more of this today.
Don Quixote continued to believe himself a knight and to battle the forces of evil until the end of his days. And he was right. To this day, we still remember his name and will tell tales of his great exploits for generations to come. Aladdin and the Magic Lamp.
Okay, that's all for this part of the story that we can see through this part of movie. But the story has that we have the text. I mean that we have in the text we have more details about this story. It depends on imagination. As we said, the genre of the story is classic historical fiction. A part of the story is fact. The fact in this story is the name of Don Quixote, the famous knight. And the second part, or the part of the story that depends on imagination, that Senor Quixada started to imagine himself like the famous knight Don Quixote. You follow me?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, let's start. We can find some unfamiliar words, so I wrote the meaning of each one, and I sent this meaning through the WhatsApp group and school gap. Okay, so don't worry if you want to know the meaning, I explain, and don't write. I send the meaning with you with the question. Sorry, for you with the question. Okay,
Will study them for the exam.
again.
The words.
The vocabulary? No, no, just to know to help you during reading. Okay.
Okay.
We are required to study the vocabulary that we have in the booklet. Okay.
Mister, the booklet will come in the exam
Yes.
and the
First,
textbook.
first, and second, focus on the vocabulary in the booklet because it's written the meaning and the synonym, the antonym. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. As usual,
Okay.
this is the last part of the year, and we know our system. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Let's start listening. Start this one.
Question of the week. How can stories from the past influence our imaginations? Genre. Classic historical fiction is fiction that is written about a time in the past. As you read, look for clues that indicate this story takes place in another time period.
So, what is genre of the story? Who can answer?
Me, Mr.
Adam آسف.
مستر محمود.
Okay, Ahmed Ihab because
معاذ.
he doesn't talk. Ahmed Ihab.
Yes,
Yes.
Mister.
Yes, Ahmed.
The genre is classic historical fiction.
Yes. Can you explain?
It is a story about. It is a story that happened in the past.
That happened in the past,
Fiction.
and you can see it's a
Fiction
mix or a combination between fact and imagination. It's a combination
Between fact and imagination.
Yes. Okay. Well done, Ahmed Ihab. Let's complete listening. Let's listen for the name again together, all of you. Okay.
Don Quixote and the Windmills.
You listen, Adam, again. Repeat the name again.
Don Quixote.
Yes. Okay. I repeat the name again.
Don Quixote and the Windmills. Retold and adapted by Eric A. Kimmel.
Don Quixote.
Illustrations by Leonard Everett Fisher.
Yes. The next page, we have some unfamiliar word or new words. Maybe you don't know the meaning of them. So I share the meaning with you.
Mister, what,
Are
from
you
where
one
you bring
who
this PDF?
Yes. PDF?
Yes, from where you bring this PDF?
From where? This is the top secret, you know?
Okay, Mister.
Okay, I'll tell you what after the session. Okay, it's already found on the internet. If you search, you'll find this topic. Okay, if you wrote the name of the story, PDF with sound, you'll find it. Okay. Okay, Adam.
Okay, Mister.
Mister,
Yes.
I tried to open my cam, but the internet cut.
And we need Ahmed, we need to avoid getting out from the session. Okay. And now let's listen.
Are you one who loves old stories? Does your heart beat faster when you hear tales of knights in armor, of castles and dragons, of ogres, sorcerers, and damsels in distress?
Ogre means monster. Ogre means monster. Okay.
What, Mister?
Yes.
Monster.
Monster?
Yes, ogres. This one means monster. Okay. Sorcerers. This one it means a man with magic powers. I don't write. I'll send you the meaning of each word that I say. Okay, don't worry. Okay.
Mister,
So,
can you write the meaning of sorcerers?
I sent you. It's written already. Look, Mahmoud. It's written already in the PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So I sent with the question. Okay, don't worry. Okay, armor, ogre, sorcerer. Okay, damsel. Okay. So don't write.
Mister, what's damsel?
Unmarried woman. Okay, unmarried woman. Let's complete I know that we have many unfamiliar words, so I wrote the meaning for you. Okay. Sorry, I stopped listening.
Are you one who loves old stories? Does your heart beat faster when you hear tales of knights in armor, of castles and dragons, of ogres, sorcerers, and damsels in distress?
Okay, then you asked me, a young woman who is not married. Okay, Muhammad Bayer.
Okay.
Okay, let's complete listening.
Beware, those tales can drive you mad. It happened to a certain Spanish gentleman who lived 4 centuries ago in the province of La Mancha.
So what is the setting of the story? What is the setting of the story?
I know.
Yes, Mr.
Spain.
In Spain.
Again?
It happened to in Spain.
Yes, it's a definite place. What is it? The province of what?
The province of La
La Mancha. The province of La Mancha.
What means province?
Like a small city or a small town. Okay? Muhammad. Okay. A province like small town or small city. The province of La Mancha. Okay, we can see this province like in the United States, in Spanish, in Spain, sorry, Spain, okay, United States, they have many provinces, okay, the province of La Mancha, okay, let's listen. This is the setting of the story, so please highlight the setting of the story is the province of La Mancha. Let's complete listening.
Senor Quijada was his name.
What?
Mr. Highlight from 4 centuries ago?
4 centuries, no need, just only the place, okay, the province of La Mancha, because 4 centuries ago, I think this is not a definite time, yes? Yes, if you are, for example, in 19 and so on, we can say that this is a city, but it's not a definite time. So we can consider the province of La Mancha, this is the city, okay?
Okay, Mr.
Yes, now let's complete listening.
He had a tall, lean figure and wore a woeful of La Mancha.
His name again?
Senor Quijada was his name. He had a tall, lean figure and wore a woeful expression on his face, as if his heart held some secret sorrow. Indeed, it did.
Woeful expressions mean that sad expression, as you can see in front of you. This is the picture of this man. You can see his face. He has a very sad face, yes?
Yes.
So woeful, and this one, it means sad, or very sad expression.
Okay.
Yes, let's read.
Senor Quijada longed to live in days gone by, when gallant knights battled for the honor of ladies fair. Books of their adventures filled his library. Amadis of Gaul, the Mirror of Chivalry, and the exploits of Esplandian were...
These are the names of the books that he had inside his library. Okay?
But a few of the volumes that tumbled from his shelves.
And the word tumbled means that fall from his shelf. Okay? This box, the names again, Amadis of Gaul, the Mirror of Chivalry. We said this meaning before, yesterday, yes? It means knighthood, yes?
Yes.
And this is the name, the exploits of Splandian. Splandian is also the name of the story that he had inside his library. What happened? Let's complete lesson.
Senor Quijada buried himself in these books.
Buried means, by the word buried here, it means that he was busy in reading, okay? Not buried means that put himself under the ground. No, it means here that he was buried, that he was busy at reading, okay? Busy in reading.
He read all day and far into the night until his mind snapped. Senor Quijada is no more, he announced to his astonished household. I and the renowned knight and champion.
Household, we mean here by household, the family or the neighbor, okay, his neighbor. He announced to his astonished or amazed neighbor or amazed family what he said.
Champion Don Quixote de la Mancha.
I am the renowned. As you said, what does it mean, renowned?
Famous.
Yes, famous knight and champion Don Quixote de la Mancha.
Mister,
Yes. Yes.
what means snapped?
Snap, it means that start to lose his mind. Okay, as I said, his mind snapped. It means that he became a madman, crazy. Okay, Muhammad?
Okay, Mister.
Yes.
Attic, he found a rusty suit of armor, his grandfather's sword, a round leather shield, and an antique lance. His helmet was a foot soldier's steel cap that lacked a visor. Don Quixote made one out of paperboard and tied it on with ribbons. It would serve until he won himself a proper helmet on the field of battle.
So highlight for this paragraph. These are the tools that Sinorke had prepared to be like a famous knight or to be like a knight to start his fighting against the windmills.
Mister, until Lance?
Until what? No,
From where to
this
where?
paragraph at all, this paragraph, okay? Highlight at all, okay?
Okay.
I explain the meaning for an attic. It said here in the attic. Attic, it means a room for storing things. Okay, a room.
Maybe can you
for
say again from where we can highlight?
Mister,
this
attic
paragraph.
is the
This
room
paragraph,
at the
Kareem,
top of
at
the
all.
house.
Is the upper
This
place
paragraph.
in home.
Mister, attic
From
is the
in
top
to
part of the
button?
house.
Yes,
A
to
room at the
pattern.
top of the house.
Yes, I can focus. Yes, Muhammad.
Attic
Attic is
means a room at the top of the house.
yes,
Yes, it's used for what? For
to
storing
store
things.
things.
Okay.
For storing
It's a
items.
storage
Yes,
spot
for
at the
storing
upper place in the house.
things. Okay. He found what there a rusty suit of armor. Armor, it means here the uniform of the knight. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
What else? He took his grandfather's sword, around leather shield, around leather shield. Shield, it means a large piece of metal or leather carried by soldiers to protect him. Okay, a large piece of metal or leather carried by soldiers to protect him. A visor, this part that is he hold or he tied in his helmet, as you can see, it's like made it from a ribbon, yes, as he told us, yes. This is called visor. Visor, a movable part of a helmet. Okay, you follow me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, Mister.
okay, let's complete listening for these are the tools that he
Mister,
prepared
it's
to
something like
fight.
a mask.
What?
The visor.
No. Visor, this part. You can see the yellow and red color. Ribbon, this part. Visor, a
Yes.
movable part of a helmet, a part that can move of the helmet. This you can see this part, Muhammad. Is a blue, as a yellow and red,
Yes,
color.
yes.
This called
A tie.
visor. Okay, this called visor. We made it from what, as I said, from a ribbon. Yes, as I said,
Okay.
you can see. Tie it on with what, with a ribbon. Let's complete listening for the last part of today.
A knight must have a noble steed. Don Quixote owned a nag as tall and bony as himself.
A nag, it means a small horse. Nag means a small horse. In the movie or animation movie that we watched, he had a donkey, not a horse, as you can see. Yes, but in the
Yes.
story, in the
It's a
text, he
mule.
wrote a nag. It means a small horse, a small.
Mister, which means a mule.
What?
A mule. A mule.
I can't hear Muhammad again.
Mister, a nag means a mule.
I mean what? You mean what, Muhammad? I said it means a small horse. Okay. Muhammad, I can't hear you, Muhammad. Can you speak
Yes,
up?
Mister. Can you hear
Mister,
me?
he said mule.
Yes, can be, yes. Okay.
Yes,
It
Mister.
can
I
be.
said mule.
Yes, it can be, okay. But I prefer to say a small horse, as he said, told us here in the story. He said what here? a nag. Nag means a small horse. Okay, I know what you mean. Okay,
Mr. What means bony?
pony. Pony. It means very thin, very thin. Okay, it means very thin. Okay, Muhammad. He
Okay,
said
Mr.
as tall and pony. Tall and pony. Pony it means very thin. Okay, let's complete listening.
He named the horse Rocinante, which
So
means
this is another character that we have. The name of the horse. What it was? Huh? Rocinante. Rocinante. Okay.
Rocinante.
Yes, Spanish name. Okay. Rocinante.
means nag no more. A knight must also have a squire, a faithful companion to share his quests.
What does it mean by squire? Huh?
What, mister?
Squire.
What?
Full word we said means full word. Huh?
Someone
Companion.
said
Knight. Yes.
a knight himself.
The knight assistant or attendant. Yes.
Yes.
Full word. Knight. The knight's assistant or the knight attendant. Or the follower, or the companion, the meaning of squire, okay? Companion or follower, okay?
Don Quixote invited Sancho Panza, a short, fat farmer from the neighborhood, to accompany him. Come with me, Sancho.
So the name of his squire would be Sancho Panza. Sancho Panza. So highlight for the names, please. We have the first name that we find. Mr.Hamada or Don Quixote. Don Quixote is the real character, okay? But the one who imagined, his name is Mr. Quixote, okay? The name of the horse, Rocinante. The name of the squire, Sancho Panza. Highlight for the names, please. Because I asked about who are the characters, okay?
So what means faithful companion?
It means that he is honest, okay? Honest companion, honest friend, okay? Okay.
Okay.
So he selected him. Why? To share his what? His quest. He said, what does it mean by quest? Huh? And expeditions. Yes, expeditions by nights. Okay.
Yes, or a journey by night.
Yes, or journeys. Yes.
Quixote said, "Within a week I will conquer an island and make you king of it." "That will be no bad thing," Sancho replied.
So what was the offer that Don Quixote or Senor
Mr. Aino.
offered for Sancho Panza?
Mr. Aino Muhammad Man.
Okay.
I know.
That Don Quixote said to Sancho Panza that he will.
We can say told, okay? Instead of said to, we can say told. Told Sancho Panza.
Sancho Panza that he'll conquer an island for him.
Conquered an island and made him
the king.
King of yes.
In a week.
Yes. What was Sancho Panza's reaction? What was his reply? Let's listen.
"If I were king of an island, my wife would be queen, and all my children princes and princesses." So Sancho agreed to come along.
So Sancho's reactions, he agreed, yes. Why he agreed? Because it would be what? Would be a king, yes. His wife would be a queen. As he imagined, he believed this man, he believed the man, okay. He would be
his children, princes and princesses.
Princes and princesses, okay. So Sancho agreed to come along. What else? Let's complete listening.
Although he was not as crack-brained as Don Quixote, he certainly saw no harm in seeing a bit of the world.
Crack-brained means crazy. Crack-brained means crazy, okay?
Sir, I have just finished reading the story.
Yes, okay, don't worry. It's very strong, okay? Crack-brained means crazy, okay?
It means what?
Crazy, mad, okay? As he said, although he was not as crack-brained as Don Quixote, he is not crazy like Don Quixote, okay? So what he did here certainly saw no harm in seeing a bit of the world. Let's complete listening.
Finally, a knight must have a fair lady to whom he has pledged his loyalty and his life. A knight without a lady is like a tree without leaves or fruit, a body without a soul, Don Quixote explained to Sancho.
So Don Quixote or Senor Quijada searched for a wife to be his for a woman to be his wife. Yes, as he said, a knight without a lady is like a tree without leaves or fruit, a body without a soul. Yes. So Don Quixote explained this completely.
After considering all the damsels in the district, he chose a pretty farm girl, Aldonza Lorenzo, from the
As word damsels again, we said it means young woman who is not married. Okay, who is not married.
village of Toboso. Don Quixote rechristened his lady as he had rechristened his horse. He called her Dulcinea, meaning
Listen to me. He said what here? Huh? Don Quixote rechristened. It means that he renamed, to give the, instead of Aldonza Lorenzo, he gave her the name of what? Huh? Dulcinea. Okay, he gave her the name of what? You follow me?
Yes.
Yes,
Hi.
Mr.
Yes,
Dulcinea.
he renamed
Yes, sir.
Aldonza Lorenzo and gave her the name of what? Dulcinea. Okay, Dulcinea.
sweetness.
Yes.
The very word breathed music and enchantment. Dulcinea of Toboso, Dulcinea, Dulcinea. The knight's heart overflowed with devotion as he whispered this sacred name.
And that's all for the part of today. I can show you the question of today, then we are going to start reading, okay? You agree with me?
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yes, question on the story. The first normal question, as we know, what is the genre of the story? Who can tell me?
Can I answer, Mister?
Can you give us a
Mr.
chance for
Wade,
the other
Muhammad Wade,
Abdurrahman?
Mr. I didn't answer.
But I didn't answer.
Mr.
I know,
Muhammad
but
Wade.
you participate with me before. Some
Mr. I
students,
didn't
I
participate
think
before.
that they are sleeping. Yes, I think that.
Okay.
Mr. I
So
didn't participate today.
Okay, Ryan, answer the first
Sir,
one.
me too.
Huh? Ryan, huh?
Yes, Mister.
Read the question, please.
Answer what?
Yes, read the question.
Okay. What is the genre of the story? Don
Don Quixote.
Don Quixote and the Windmills.
Yes.
It is classic historical fiction. Is fiction that is written about the past.
Yes, it's a combination of fact and imagination. Yes.
Yes.
Read the answer again, please. Huh?
Okay. Classic historical fiction. It is fiction that takes place in the past. It is a combination of imagination and fact.
Yes, well done, Ryan. Question number two. Question number two.
I
Ali
know
Amr.
that also.
Yes. Ali Amr. Gives a chance for the other leads. Sorry, Ryan. Ali Amr. Huh? Number two.
Yes, Miss.
Yes. What is the setting of the story Don Quixote?
Spain.
Yes, I mean the definite place.
The province of
Yes.
the
La Mancha. The province of La
La
Mancha. Yes, well done, Ali. Muhammad Zuhair, question number three.
Yes.
Yes.
Who are the characters of the story?
Yes.
One of them is Sancho.
Yes. This is the squire.
And the other one. What?
The squire, Sancho Panza.
Yes.
So what
Okay.
is what is the province? What does it mean?
A province, as I told you, a small town. Okay.
Of La Mancha in Spain?
In Spain, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Muhammad.
And Don Yes.
Don Quixote.
And Don what?
Okay. Don
Yes.
Quixote, or Senor
Yes, and
Quijada.
the people.
Senor Quijada, the same character.
Yes.
Senor Quijada is also.
Yes, I know they're the same people. I know they're the same person.
The same person, yes.
And also the horse.
The horse
And the
name?
people. And the people, but they're not the main characters.
No, state names only, okay? Rocinante, the horse, okay? And the girl
Yes.
that you want to marry, what was her name? Dulcinea or Dulcinea. Okay.
Mister, I wanted to say the people of the village
No need, no need.
who
We need
laughed at
only
them.
names only. Okay. Names.
Mister, the name is
Yes,
too
okay.
hard, Mister, to keep it in my mind.
They
Yes.
are Spanish names. So
Yes.
it's simple if you repeat. Okay. It's simple if you repeat, but take care of the spelling. Okay. Senor Quixote is the name again. Senor
Mister,
Quixote.
it's like that's it's like the story about the ranch. Do you remember it?
Yes. Yes.
It has also
The man
Spanish.
who couldn't tell a lie.
One
Yes.
Verdades. One
Yes.
Verdades.
Yes. One word dance. Yes.
The man who couldn't tell a lie.
Yes. Okay. So as the names again, focus with me. Senor
Of the
Quixote.
battle.
Quixote. Okay. Rocinante. This is the horse. Sancho Panza. He was the squire. And Dulcinea. This is the girl that you want to marry. Okay. As the last question, I think this will be the last. Yes, who can answer?
Me, Mister.
Yes, Adam. Huh?
What were the tools gathered by
Don Quixote or Don Quixote?
by Don Quixote to look like a knight?
Yes.
Okay, so he gathered his grandfather's lands. He
Sword.
undusted the suit in the attic. He made Mister, he made something like a helmet made out of cardboard and
Visor.
The what?
Visor.
Visor.
Yes, that he made from America. Yes.
And he took a farmer.
No, only the tools. He asked about the tools only. So can you say them again?
Okay.
Yes. Huh?
And his grandfather's sword.
His grandfather's sword. Huh?
A round leather shield and old lance and a helmet.
And okay. That's all for the question. These are the vocabularies that I told you with the meaning. You are required just to know the meaning of them, not for studying, okay? As you are required to only to study the vocabularies that we have inside the book. Okay, these words will help you to understand the story because I know most of them are unfamiliar. Adam, can you read this vocabulary? Huh? Armor.
Yes. Armor, the uniform of soldier in the past. Ogre, monster. Sorcerer, a man with magic powers. A damsel, a young woman married. Woeful, very sad. Gallant, brave. Tumble, fall suddenly. Volume, a book that is a part of a series of books.
Like our books, we said volume 1 and volume 2, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Huh? The next group of vocabulary.
There are more words, Miss.
House, yes.
All the people living together in a house. An attic, a room for storing things. Shield, a large piece of metal or leather carried by a soldier to protect him. Visor, a movable part of the helmet. Conquer, to take control of a country or a city. Crack brain, crazy. Pledge, promise to give.
Yes, that's all for the vocabulary of these pages. And tomorrow we have new vocabulary, also unfamiliar word that you will not understand the meaning of them. And now we are going to start reading, okay?
I want to read. I said
Okay, listen to me.
Mister, can you
Yes,
repeat
Mahmoud.
something?
Yes, Mahmoud.
I said the first one.
Listen
Mister,
to
can
me.
you repeat
Okay,
the characters?
the names. Okay, Senor Quixote. Okay, Ryan. Senor Quixote.
Okay.
Don Quixote or Don Quixote. Okay.
Okay.
Sancho Panza. Choose the name. Sancho Panza. Okay. And Dulcinea or Aldonza Lorenzo. Her strict name. It means that he renamed his lady and gave her the name of Dulcinea. Okay. The name of the horse. Okay, with Muhammad. The name of the horse is Rocinante. Okay, Rocinante. They are Spanish name. Okay. We are going to start reading from page 300. Sorry, this page. What is the page number?
38.
38. Yes.
Can I read? I said the first one.
Okay. All of you read. I will read, but please don't waste time. Okay. Muaz, start. Muaz, start.
Then me.
Okay.
Then Hamada.
Don't worry. Yes. Okay. 338. Okay. If you stop, والله, if you stop, all of you will read. Okay. Don't worry. As we did before. Okay. Everyone will read 2 lines. Okay. You agree with me? 3 lines. Okay. 3 lines. You know. Okay.
3 lines, okay.
Yes.
Start.
Muaz, yes.
Start? Yes, okay. Senor Kahada buried
Kahada.
himself in these books. He read all day and far into the night.
He read all
He
day.
read all day and far into the night until his mind snapped. Senor Kahada
Senor
is no
Kahada.
more.
Yes.
He announced to his astonished household, "I'm the renowned knight and champion Don Quixote de la Mancha."
Yes. That's all.
Can I read now?
Okay.
That's all. Yes, Muhammad Beher. Okay, Muhammad Beher, please. Please
And
be
the
honest and read. I mean for all. Please be honest because mine's read more than 3. So be honest and read only 3
Muaz
lines.
5.
Okay. Okay, Muhammad Beher. Start please. In the
In
attic.
the attic, he found a rusty suit of armor.
Yes.
His grandfather's sword, a round leather shield, and an antique lance. His helmet was a foot soldier's steel cap that lacked a visor.
Thanks so much, Muhammad Beher. Abdurrahman, huh? Yes, Don Quixote.
His helmet was
Don
a
Quixote.
foot
No,
soldier.
from here, from Don Quixote.
Don Quixote made one out of paperboard and tied it on with ribbons. It would serve until he won himself a proper helmet on the field of battle.
Thanks, Abdurrahman. Ahmed Ihab. Ahmed Ihab.
Yes, Mr.
Yes, a knight must have.
A knight must have a noble steed. Don Quixote owned a nag as tall and bony as himself. He named the horse
Rocinante.
Rocinante, which means nag no more.
Thanks, Ahmed. Adham. 3 lines, Adham. Adham.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
3 lines only. Huh?
Okay. A knight must also have a squire, a faithful companion to share his guests. Mr. Tell me his name again.
Don Quixote or Don Quixote to be simple for you.
Don Quixote?
Yes, huh?
Don Quixote invited Sancho Panza, a short fat farmer from the neighborhood, to accompany him.
Thanks, Adam. Yes, Ryan, you read or no? Ryan. Okay, Ryan.
Yes, Mustafa?
Yes, complete. Come.
Okay. From where, Mustafa?
I put a point to be able to see. Come what? You can see? Huh?
Yeah, I can see it.
Huh?
Come with me, Sancho. Don Quixote said, "Within a week I will conquer an island, make you king of it. That would be not a bad thing." Sancho replied, "If I were king of an island, my wife would be queen, and all my children princes and princess." So Sancho agreed.
That's enough. Right. Thanks so much. Muhammad to here. So Sancho.
Yes. So Sancho agreed to come along. Although he was not as crack-brained as Don Quixote, he certainly saw no harm in seeing a bit of the world.
Thanks so much, Muhammad Zuhair. Thanks so much. Because I said only 3 lines. And war. Yes, the war.
Yes, Mister.
Yes, completely.
Yes. From So Sancho
No,
agreed to come.
Start from here. Finally.
Finally, a knight must
Ryan,
have a fair
Ryan,
lady.
this Ryan, mute yourself. Yes, yes, no. Finally,
Finally, a knight must have a fair lady, to whom he has a has
let's get his loyalty, his
loyalty
loyalty.
and his life. A
Yes,
knight without a lady uh, is like a tree without leaves or fruit, a body without a soul.
thanks so
Don't
much, Hashim, huh? Hashim,
Yes, here.
yes, Hashim, complete reading. Don
Don Don
Quixote.
Quixote
No,
explained to
Again. This is a Spanish name, so we say Don Quixote, or Quixote. Okay.
Quixote
Yes,
explained to
X will
Sancho.
not be reduced. Okay, will not be the letter X. Okay. Yes, Don
Explained to
Quixote.
Sancho after considering all the damsels in the district, he chose a pretty farm girl.
He chose.
Chose a pretty farm girl. Aldonza Lorenzo from the
Aldonza
village of
Lorenzo.
Toboso.
Yes,
Toboso.
from the village of Toboso.
Don
That's
Quixote.
enough. That's enough. Thanks so much, Jason. Who didn't read? I'll check also. Muhammad Yasser. Muhammad Yasser. I hope that when I call,
Yes, Mister.
yes, Muhammad, please reply to me. Yes, huh? Don Quixote.
Don Quixote re- re-
Requesting his lady.
Mister, what is the meaning of request?
Renamed, okay, renamed.
Requesting his lady as he had requesting
his
his
horse.
horse. He
Yes,
called her Julie.
Dulcinea,
Dulcinea means sweetness.
meaning sweetness.
Meaning sweetness.
Huh.
The very word breaks
As
milk and
enchantment. That's enough. Yes, enchantment. That's enough, Muhammad Yasser. Mu'min, huh? Mu'min. 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 Ali Muhammad.
Yes, mister.
Yes, Mu'min, huh? The last three lines here. Dulcinea.
Dulcina of Toboso.
Dulcinea.
Mister, what is his name? What is this?
Toboso name.
Toboso, Dulcina. Dulcina, the knight's heart overflowed.
The knight's heart.
Knight's heart overflowed with
Devotion.
devotion as he whispered the sacred name.
The sacred name. That's enough for you. Ali Muhammad. Ali Muhammad. Ali Muhammad.
Yes, Mister.
Yes, Ali. Why are you late in answering, Ali?
The mic wasn't working.
Okay, Ali. Start from page 338. Yes, Sinor Kehab.
Dinner Quasida.
No. Ali. I said the name for many times and you made a mistake. We said Sinor Kehada. Sinor Kehada.
Dinner Ada.
Quijada.
Quijada.
Yes, Spanish name, okay? Senor Quijada. Huh?
Yes. Buried himself in these books. He read all day and far into the night,
Yes.
until his mind snapped. Senor Quijada is no more. He
That's
announced.
enough, Ali. That's enough. Ali Amr, have you read? Ali Amr.
No.
Okay, complete. Huh?
He announced it to his astonished household. I am the renowned knight and champion Don Quixote de la Mancha. In the attic he found a rusty suit of armor, his grandfather's sword, a round leather shield, and an antique lance. His helmet was...
That's enough. Mahmoud, have you read? Mahmoud.
Yes.
Yes, complete reading. You read or no?
No.
Okay, complete reading. Yes, his helmet. Huh?
His helmet
Yes.
His helmet was a foot soldier's steel cap that lacked a visor. Don Quixote,
Visor.
Don a visor.
Yes.
Don Quixote made one out of paperboard and tied it on his ribbons. It would serve until he won himself a proper helmet on the field of battle.
Thanks, Mahmoud. Who didn't
Welcome,
read?
Mr.
Huh? Who didn't read?
Mr. Me, Adam.
Adam. Okay, Adam, you start. Huh? Sorry,
From
Adam. I'm really
a
sorry.
knight must have
Yes.
a knight must have a noble steed. Don Quixote owned a nag as tall and bony.
Wait, Adam, is anyone here didn't read? Huh? All of you read except Adam? And grade 6 reply to me.
Yes, mister.
All of you read, yes, except Adam,
Yes.
yes?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Adam,
I was the second one to read.
yes, I know he read with me the PowerPoint presentation, but he didn't read the story, yes?
Yes.
So Adam, please
Yes, but
finish
he didn't
this
read.
page. Muhammad, if I finish, okay, I'll ask you to read from the beginning, okay? Okay, Muhammad?
Mr. Read
Okay,
until
Yes,
that.
yes, on this page, yes.
Okay, the whole page.
Yes, yes. We have only 3 minutes, Adam, okay, if you can.
A knight must have a noble steed. Don Quixote owned a nag as tall and bony as himself. He named the horse Resonant, which means nag no more. A knight must also have a squire, a faithful companion, share his quests. Don Quixote invited Shansa Panza, a short, fat farmer in the neighborhood, to accompany him. "Come with me, Sancho," said Don Quixote said. "With a week I will conquer an island, and you make king of it. That will be no bad thing."
And
Sancho
make
replied.
you king of it.
Make
And
you
make
king
you,
of it.
yes.
That will be no bad thing, Sancho replied. If I king of an island, my wife.
Adam,
Yes.
relax, don't be hurry. We have time, don't
Okay.
worry, okay?
If I were king of an island, my wife would be queen, and all my children princes and princesses. So Sancho agreed to come along. Although he was not as crack-brained as Don Quixote, he certainly saw no harm seeing a bit of the world. Finally, a knight must have a fair lady to whom he has pledged his loyalty and his life. A knight without a lady is like a tree without leaves or fruit, a body without a soul. Don Quixote explained to Sancho. After considering all the damsels in the district, he chose a pretty farm girl, Aldonza Lorenzo, from
Yes,
from the
Alonso
village
Lorenzo. Okay.
of Toboso. Don Quixote retrusted
Requesting his lady.
rechristened his lady as he had rechristened his horse. He called her Dulcinea, meaning sweetness. The very word breathed music and enchantment. Dulcinea of Toboso. Dulcinea, Dulcinea. The knight's heart overflowed with devotion as he whispered the sacred name.
So much, Adam.
Mister, can I
Muhammad,
read now?
yes, read also only this paragraph because we have only 1 minute, the first one, okay? Yes,
From where?
start. Yes, from the beginning also. Okay,
Can
Senor Quijada.
you go up because I'm reading on the screen?
Yeah, you can see.
Senor Quijada buried himself
Quijada.
in these books.
Yes.
Senor Quijada buried himself in these books. He read all day and far into the night, until his mind snapped. Senor Quijada is no more, he announced to his astonished household. I'm the renowned knight and champion Don Quixote de la Mancha. In the attic he found a rusty suit of armor, his grandfather's sword, a round leather shield, and an antique lance. His helmet was a foot soldier's steep cap that lacked a
Okay,
visor.
that's enough,
Don
Muhammad.
Quixote
That's enough because our session finished. Thanks.